You can live a life in flow where your deepest heart's desires become reality. At Set to Love, we offer strategies and ideas on how you can stay out of crazy town. See, your human experience is meant to be lived with meaning, purpose, and creativity. You are here to contribute through your essence. We are best friends, moms, entrepreneurs, and above all, find our flow in assisting you to find yours. We come together weekday mornings to bring you ideas to fall deeper in love with your life and the journey that you are on. Take what works and ditch the rest, and always stay set to love. Thank you for being a part of this community. We're all designed to live in flow. So let's go.
We are live.
We are live. All of a sudden, we all froze. Wait a minute, are we live?
Wait, our song didn't end that time. Dun, 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 dun. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Set to Love. It is our 50th live stream. I am so excited. Yay. Congratulations, Shelly. And congratulations, Kristen. This is my sister. Hello. She is our number one fan. She is the one person who I can say has consistently watched from the very, very, very first episode. When I said, I just need someone to give us feedback, when we didn't tell anyone we were even doing it. And hello, Bill. Yay, Flow Friday. Good morning. I'm so glad you're watching. My sister, Bill, right down here. It's a good friend of mine from Toastmasters. So I wanted my sister to come on today so she could talk about why she listens and pretty much has listened to every single episode of Set to Love, what she's gotten out of it. And she's my sister, and sisters are supposed to be supportive, but I have other siblings who don't watch. My mom doesn't necessarily watch. Friends necessarily don't always watch. And so there's something she's getting out of it. So I want to welcome her to the show. Good morning, best friend. How's everyone doing today?
Oh my gosh. I am so excited that Kristen decided to decided to come on today because
is Shelly talking?
Can you hear me?
Just take your earbuds out. Take your earbuds out if you can't hear her.
Yeah, this is important, Kristen, that you hear me tell you what I'm thinking. Your support has meant so much. And more so just because I think you are such an honest, open person.
Pause. Live streaming. Here's how it goes. Undo them so you can hear Shelly. Can you hear her now? Yeah, take them out. Go, Shelly.
Okay, so here we go. Kristen, what I want you to know is she can't hear me, darn it.
And stuff is live streaming. Why can you not hear Shelly?
Can you hear me?
I hear you, Eva.
I can hear you perfectly fine.
I can't hear Shelly.
Okay, well.
I just don't hear Shelly, so I'm trying to read her lips, but I'm not as good at that as your previous guest.
That might be a little bit hard. I would say take Bliss. I would say take off your Bluetooth altogether, so you're not using your earbuds at all. See if you can just hear Shelly through your phone. Let's just
I'm just going to put these back away. Here we go.
Yep, you do that. All right, Shelly.
Can you hear me now, Kristen? How are we doing now? Can you hear me now, Kristen? She still can't.
I can hear Shelly. Rose can hear Shelly. Hey, can I say something? Rose sent us a beautiful message today. And Rose, I want to let you know that I screenshotted it and sent it to Shelly. And Shelly, what did you say this morning after I sent that to you?
I said I really needed to hear that, to know that we're making any kind of a difference, even to one person. And that was so much on my heart. And I don't want to get teary-eyed. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you for reaching out, Rose. It means more than you know, really.
Aw, Shelly. And Rose listened to the disappointment podcast that we did. Hey, Bliss, if you can't hear her, leave the stream and just come back in. That might help.
Okay.
Just pop yourself out and then pop back
guys.
in.
I think what people really need to know is that doing a show like this, I don't know why I'm so emotional.
Oh, I love you.
It's so much more than just this 15 minutes or this hour. This is something that is a part of our daily life, and just really wanting to make a difference for people. And sometimes you think, is it really making a difference? And when you hear people like Rose reach out, it's just like that little kiss of saying, I'm here, we're listening. And I appreciate that so much, because this is really a huge thing for us to be doing, and to do it selflessly and just from our hearts. Um, being vulnerable, just everything, and wanting just to make life better for people. It's just a wonderful thing to know that there are people out there that are really listening and saying, you know what, maybe they do have something to say, and I'm going to listen every day. And that's what it has meant to me for Kristen, because she has been that person who has been a sounding board. She gives honest feedback. She's not partial to anything. She wants to see things from where I'm coming from, where you're coming from, Eva. And she's such a great balance of that sounding board of somebody we love and trust. Mm-hmm. And we're still learning and growing. And Kristen, I want you to know that you make a difference. Even if it was just, this whole show was just you listening to us, giving us this kind of support and love, every day, faithfully showing up for us and giving us your feedback.
Thanks, Bill.
I've learned so much just from the things you've contributed that no one else knows on this podcast, that you are that silent or not seen person that people are going to get to see today, that helped make this show great.
Oh no, we can't hear you. Of course.
Oh my gosh. Do you believe this?
Of course. Wait, take your ear things out. Oh, live streaming. Isn't it?
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful. All right. Have her leave again. Leave again and come back, and don't use your earbuds at all. Just leave, take them out, come back. You're fine. You're fine. We're going with it. We're going with it. I want to say something while we have Kristen leave and come back in. I'm just so grateful for you, Shelly, for listeners out there. So we started this podcast, Set to Love, in May of 2019. And here's the thing, like Shelly and I, we would go on walks. We would talk about this concept of living in flow. I started writing and sharing these ideas that were like, I felt like we're coming from somewhere else, not even from me. And like, does this sound crazy? And do you think people can live like this? And how do we help people? And so then we had this idea, like, what about a podcast? I spent years working in radio and hadn't been there for a while. So we thought, okay, let's try this. Let's buy some equipment and see how it goes. And we would record once a week. And it's hard when you start something new, because you don't know how to be consistent. You're not sure what it needs to look like for you, because you could start a podcast 10 different ways. I can hear you now, Bliss. Yes?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yay!
Oh, yay! Hallelujah. Okay.
All right.
So it was just so beautiful to say, like, this wasn't working as well. How can we tweak it? Let's see if something else works a little bit better. And I think that's a lot of living in flow. It's like you see that you want to get a message to the world. This is like Shelly and I. We want to teach the world how to live in flow. So many different ways to do that. So I said, when my stepdad passed away, he left a little bit of money for all of his kids. And I said, I want to do something. Oh, I'm going to start crying. I want to do something really meaningful with this. And I said, what if we do a live stream? Oh, don't make me big when I'm crying. I'm so ugly. Go back.
Oh, honey.
Okay. And so I said, let's do a live stream for 4 months. Let's just see how it goes. And after 4 months, if we hate it, if no one watches, if it doesn't make a difference, if it doesn't work with us, we'll adapt, we'll change, we'll do something different. And so we started October 5th, and now here we are. And so anyway, I love doing it. It's a lot of fun. And I'm just so grateful that I was able to take that little bit of money and put it into creating this and something meaningful, that even if all we did was 4 months, it was what an experience to have with my best friend, and to have my sister as a part of it and my daughter as a part of it. So I want to encourage people out there to follow your dream, and it's okay for it to be flexible and to move and to flow so it fits with your life and with what it is that you're trying to accomplish in this world. Okay, Bliss.
All right.
Yay!
Well, let me be the first
Make
to say
her big.
congratulations to both of you.
Thanks.
Very much. I have seen all the grit and effort and backstage work that you guys put into showing up to do this broadcast. Like you said, out of literally the kindness of your hearts and wanting to spread that spirit of finding that beauty in your life and finding your light. And I think it's a beautiful thing. It has been really cool for me as a listener to be a part of it the whole time. I remember Eva talking to you, I don't know if it was like a week, maybe second week. And I remember saying, well, how are you gonna, like, are you gonna run out of flow? Like, when are you gonna run out of, like, I mean, what are you gonna talk about it? You know what I mean? So I wasn't sure how you were gonna keep the conversation going, and being a listener and watching every day. And it's like, it's a very casual thing for me. I mean, it just, of course it fit in as part of wanting to support you as my sister, but now I look forward to it. I mean, the weekend will come and I was like, it's Saturday. I don't have my show this morning, because it's just become part of my morning, and it's relaxing. And you guys are just, your energies are both so good. And I want to mention that to you, Shelly, just on a personal note from when I first met you, after this, if I don't get distracted. But back to my point, being the listener and just having it be a casual part of my morning. I'm sitting on the couch with my 2-year-old daughter, Sloan. She watches her Vampirina and Tots, and I have my show on speaker right next to me with coffee, and we snuggle, and Jasper's on his school call, and it's part of my flow morning. I love it. And it's been really neat to be someone who's been just like through the evolution of it, because you've had so many interesting guests that I now follow, that I went right on and clicked follow, follow Shelly Hink, follow, and just very fascinating people and really wonderful conversations. And so a lot of conversations that, yesterday, for instance, that, like, I didn't even know where that show was going to be going. And it was just a very interesting, it was a super, it's fun and nice. And it really does bring to light, especially in this time where we're all kind of living in our own little fragmented segments of our life. It really is a way to keep the conversation going and people feel connected. It makes me feel like I'm sitting down having coffee with the two of you in the morning, and your guest, when you have the guest. So it's been really cool. I'm super proud of both of you. I know that it hasn't always been easy, but I think it's a really selfless act. And also, I'll say, without trying to ramble too much here in a row, that I am literally someone, I've heard you talking about flow since you first came with the concept, pre-book and pre all of these things. And, at that time, especially from where I was in my life, which was not a place of flow, it was a place of, like, just a very difficult head banging on the wall kind of not good noise place. And so I just thought, oh, isn't that great? Like, it's flow. I wish I could find some flow, and I just kind of had this, like, edgy thing about it, because I just didn't get it. And I didn't get it because I wasn't there. And to actually be someone who has learned so much from the messages that you spread, and then actually had the opportunity, like the just life-changing opportunity to really experience it firsthand in my life, has been a really beautiful thing for me. And so I'm here to say, as living proof, that flow is real. And when you find it, and when you can really get into that groove, it takes on a life of its own. And it's a really beautiful thing. So don't be that grumpy, edgy person on the flow. You gotta open up to it, because it really can be something that it really gives your heart some pulse. So
Kristen, when you were listening and you weren't in a good place, okay, you were in a bad place, how many times did it take of watching the show before something really clicked to go, well, wait, maybe this might work? Maybe, was there something that clicked for you, for some of those people out there that, they listen one time, whatever, those people are too happy?
Well, for my personal journey, my flow kind of has started coming in a little bit prior to when you guys actually started the live podcast, but it was something that was evolving through reading through my sister's book and, just kind of discussing these ideas and this still being a brainstorm. So what the show serves for me now is really remembering that it's, I still wake up with days that don't seem to get off on the right foot. It's a great way to just kind of reset, rebalance, and remember, hey, Kristen, you're in this good spot, and it's the give and take. Like, you want to put that good energy out, you're going to get that good energy in, kind of a feeling. And so I think that your show really, and just it being in the morning and just being a really great way to kind of start your day off right, get your mind and your wheels turning. And it's always very optimistic and uplifting. And so, I mean, you can't go wrong. Set to love. Keep it set.
So I want to know, Kristen, I want to know, what is one or two things that has really resonated with you? Is there something that you have adopted into your life out of all the practices and all the things? Like, it's one thing to say, oh, live and flow, but what is that for you? What does that mean now? And how have you picked that up?
I think that it's extremely important to find and follow your interests. I was doing a job because it was really convenient for my family. It was really convenient for me to get the most time with my kids, which is my number one priority in my life. And so it worked for me in that sense, but in so many other aspects, I'm just taking that for example. I had, you can compartmentalize your relationship, your health, all these things. But for me, I'll just take, passions and career and really try and look at a positive of the coronavirus as well. With, I was definitely hitting that Groundhog's Day place, Eva, where I would talk to you and I would just be like, just really feel like the monotony of the day was not monotony in a good way, because I wasn't doing something that filled me with joy and that I loved and that used what side of myself that I truly believe I need to tap into the most. And that's my creative essence. And so it's a lot, changing my mind frame about that, like the framework, and really challenging myself to believe in myself and to just start taking little steps in pushing myself creatively and pushing myself towards projects that maybe I wouldn't have even considered taking on. And it's really opened up some new avenues for me to consider. I mean, it's just something that you think, well, I can't do that. It's not responsible. I'm not going to be able to make a living at that. I can't, support my family. And really, I think the message that you guys give for people of doing what you love and doing something that fills you with joy, it will lead you to the pathways to make the rest of it work, because it works for you. And so you end up finding those ways. You're not stuck in a resistance. You're not always in a pushback, because you're always up against something that's not your friend, so to speak. You find something that you're in love with, and you fit it. You know what I mean? You sand the edges, you polish it, you make sure that it can fit in your life, and then it snowballs and snowballs and snowballs. I don't know. I feel like I'm tangenting.
No, it's beautiful.
Not at all. Not at all. I think it's, Eva, too, because I think your book is brilliant. I think it's really going to be something that a lot of people are going to grow from. And I wanted to tell you, I'm so excited about that. And over all of these months, Kristen, I'm with you on the sense that I didn't have flow I was a flowful person, and I had some of these things in my life. But when I went through all this book with Eva through all of these months and going over every chapter and giving my input and all of that, it's so funny because you teach yourself something as you're learning. And so I think one of the things too, Eva, about flow that is so wonderful is as you go through life and a situation will happen, you just start reacting differently. Like for me, if something bad happens, it's almost automatic to say, what's the good in this? Like, there's going to be something good in this. So I just want to tell you, I'm so excited for, your first chapter to come out of the book, but I'm really excited for people to get your whole book and to see how it's going to change so many lives, because flow is a way of life, not just a book. It's Kristen is proof.
Yeah, for sure. I've seen my own sister's transformation, and really, why is I feel like I'm hearing like clicking. Is that is your phone touching something or moving? Bliss?
Me?
No. Yeah. Oh, hi, Bill. What did you
Possibly.
say? Yeah, just don't make it move because it makes a clicky sound. Okay. It says, I love your podcast show. If I'm slipping slightly away from my flow, to know your show helps me redirect.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the business is Sky. Yes.
It's
Sky
the morning
Isaacs
reset.
Nelson Isaacs. Yeah.
I love it.
For sure. Thanks, Bill, for that. Go ahead, Bliss.
Oh no, I was saying I agree with Bill. It's like it's that little morning reminder, just like, yep, that's how we're gonna go with the day again. It's so I love it. And also I wanted to say, Shelly, I remember first meeting you when I came in with my sister and you did my eyebrows, which it's been far too long. Anyways, I just remember, I feel like I have a pretty good like sense of people's energies and things like that. But I was in a pretty dark place, probably in denial about how dark of a place I was in at that time. But I just felt like meeting you and that the way that you even just spoke to me and looked at me, I honestly, it was a little bit intimidating in the sense that I really felt like this woman sees me. Like it was like an she sees me moment. But I say that because I think that that's another thing that you guys both bring to the podcast, Shelly, is I think that you have such an innate intuition about people and a way to connect with them personally, especially when you're face to face and stuff. But even like this, that I suggest, that you guys get, ultimately like listeners or people that maybe want to come on, because I think that both of you would really have a great way to just connect and, maybe answer that person's questions or, pivot them and lead them into the direction that maybe would be more helpful in their life. But I just think that you have such a great intuition with people and a great way to so calmly interact with them. And it's always been a really sweet thing for me. And that's why I was so excited to see you the last time that I was hoping to see you, because I was like, I want her to see me now,
Yes.
because I really am in such a better place. And I'm really grateful for that. But a lot of it are the lessons I've picked up on the way. And the fact that I am so blessed to have a sister that I can call up and just
for free.
Yes. I'm like, yay, I really scored. So.
Well, thank you for that. You know what, Kristen, honestly, you are so sweet. And I really, really appreciate that, because what I do and my intuition really does come from my heart. Mm-hmm. And I do feel that it's not just a question to me or a situation. When you hurt, I hurt. It doesn't matter. It's just, I take that in. Mm-hmm. And sometimes, having someone like Eva that is so brilliant and, she articulates things well, and she's a broadcaster and she has all of these things.
And she thinks outside the box.
Yeah, which is so amazing. And I sometimes would even say, like, why do you need me on this journey? Because you're so amazing. You could do this by yourself. But so to hear you say that, because Absolutely. We all have our own insecurities, even though I'm passionate about this, it's wonderful to hear that me being vulnerable and just showing up as I truly am, that it does make a difference, because I really do love being a part of this. And now I just, with this kind of encouragement and also having someone like Eva reminding me, Shelly, I don't need you to be like me. I don't need you to be that broadcaster. I just need you to show up and just give people what you give. And so when you don't have that pressure of being something you're not, I think you really can help people and make a difference, instead of, that's another thing I want to tell people. You can't be like someone else. You can only be who you are and show up in that way. Because for someone, it is going to make a difference for just someone. And I think that's something that I've learned too, that I don't need to compare myself. And my last thing I do want to say about this is that flow, in my opinion, is not something that you get, meaning like you don't just learn it and then you've learned it. This is something that you you grow and grow and grow as a person, and you keep evolving. I'm never going to have perfect flow because I always want to grow and learn and nurture and do all of these things and be better and better and better. So you can take that off the plate too. You don't have to do it just right now.
Right.
Just take a step.
Right.
So for me,
Well, and think about
I'm
how
learning
much
it
beauty,
too.
think about how much beauty's in those mistakes. I mean, that's where we learn so much, right? So when you don't do it just right, sometimes that's even more right in the end, because the lessons that you then learn in that adjust, those are the things that are priceless, and that also really add, character to the story and appreciation to the end result. So,
well, and that's life. It is an evolution. That there is, the evolution is ongoing until you take your last breath, and then I believe it's ongoing beyond that. So, and I want to say to both of you, really, you don't have to be anything that you're not. And that's the whole point of flow. It's like, just truly tap into who you are and what you love and what your interests are and what your strengths are and what you want to add and bring to the world. It's like we're just so programmed to think we have to be something that is not us. And the more we just truly embrace who we really are and use that to make a difference in the world in whatever way that looks like, that's all that's expected of us. So Shelly, you don't need to be anyone besides Shelly. And so for you to show up and the way that you love people, the way that you're so open-hearted, it's like, I cannot do what you do. And the way that Kristen is so creative and the stuff that you guys, if you could see, like my sister finds random pieces of furniture and like redoes the whole thing. She's a fabulous artist, and her paintings and her drawings and the way she uses words, like, you need to write a book. I mean, when I listen to how you write, I think, oh my gosh, this woman's brilliant. So you don't have to be anything besides who you are. That's it. That is all that is expected of you. And when we push against who we are because of fear, or we push against who we are because of what society thinks we need to be, or our mom or our sister or our kids or our partner or whatever, then that's the resistance. And when we can just say, no, this is just who I am, that's what lends to the flow. And then you can start to pursue your thing. And when you start to pursue your thing, that's not the answer, because pursuing your thing molds and shifts and moves, right? So it's like your thing today might be this, and then you realize, well, that didn't quite work. Let me kind of maneuver it to this way, or let me add this thing from when I was 7 that I loved into what I'm doing now. It's a constant, malleable journey. And that is what your life is. When it becomes stagnant and Groundhog's Day, it is time to adjust. And that's what I really hope people aren't afraid to do that. It's so easy to live in that place where it's safe and secure and you can just pay your bills and you're surviving. And that's one way to live, but you will have regrets. You will get to the end of your life and think, why didn't I pursue that thing or take that chance or take that risk or tell that person how I truly felt, or forgave that person or forgave myself so I could move on and contribute in a really cool way.
Mm-hmm. It's really about getting out of your own way, because oftentimes in that, it's getting out of your own way and allowing yourself.
I think what people need to know too, that we are all just human. And we all have insecurities. We all have that little voice sometimes that's not the greatest voice. And that's the whole point. Through this program, I'm learning and growing just the same with all of our listeners, just like you, Kristen. Every day I'm learning something. The people that come onto the show, like you say, it opens up your mind to other new things. So that's the part that I really love, is the benefit of this is we're just doing this together. We're just have a platform for everyone to come to and to be better. because we certainly don't have all the answers. And that's why Eva and I really pride ourselves on trying to bring some of those answers to give people an opportunity to see flow in all kinds of different ways. There isn't just one way. And I kind of feel like that with life too, is there's just many ways to happiness. And, you know, everybody sees it differently. And that's the part I love about myself, is that what I love is that I can see in with no judgment, no matter what someone thinks or how they feel about something, I'm open to that. And I can still be there and love them no matter what, unconditionally. And so yeah, I'm really excited about our show. Eva, thank you for being the person that you are, being a best friend and listening to me. And we share our lives every day beyond this show, and I'm super grateful.
Me too, Shelly. And thank you. Do you have a kid knocking, Liz?
Yeah, Jasper's out there. Mommy.
Have him come in. Just have him come in. I'm so grateful for both of you. Thank you, Emmy, for being our producer. Thank you. Hey, Renata posted something. I've got to put this up so you can see. Look at that. That's our other sister. Congratulations on your 50th live stream. Good job. Hi, Jasper.
Hi,
That's my little nephew. Look at that cutie patootie.
There you go.
Back to mom life.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
Well,
so much.
I just want to thank you guys for having me on your show, and a super big congratulations. I can't wait to see what the next 50 brings. And I'm just really excited for it. I'm really proud of both of you. I think you make a beautiful team and a beautiful balance, and you both have so much to offer. And I'm just grateful that I get to tune in.
Yay.
And I'm so excited to continue to watch
a new appreciation for the Monday to Friday, you know?
Yes.
I miss you on the weekend. And that's why I call and wake you up on Sunday morning.
It's like 7:30 and my phone's ringing Sunday mornings. I'm like, is she
yeah. I hang up. Shoot, it's Sunday. I don't know. They all roll together for me. What day is it?
Super proud of you, Kristen. I love seeing this really amazing smile on your face, and I can tell it's genuine and real, and it just warms my heart to see you in a great place. And you know what? You showed up for yourself and you put yourself on the list. So proud of you. So proud.
Thank you.
And
I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of my family. We put in the work, and we're in the benefits, and it's beautiful. So I don't want to get emotional here at the end, but thank you very much.
And that's it. Putting yourself on the list, putting yourself, putting your family first, putting in the work. It doesn't just happen. It takes work and perseverance and strategizing how to create a life that you really want and fighting for it. I mean, in today's world, we have to truly, peacefully, lovingly fight for what we want. And when we can get past the fear, it's no longer a fight and it becomes that flow. And when that door opens and you're just going with it, and those synchronicities and opportunities keep coming in. I mean, how many synchronicities? We don't have to get into them, but how many have you had?
So many. It's mind blowing. It really is. Like, it's just baffling to just keep having them happen. I mean, it almost is. It's like, I just giggle at it because I just love it, It just feels like magic is happening around me, It's kind of like the metaphor that just came to my mind when you were talking was clogged pipes. We just had our bathroom sink, and I had to tape on the faucet. So Jasper, remember, don't use it. It was all backed up and it was disgusting. And I don't know what is going on in that thing. And it's like clogged pipes, no flow, but not only no flow, all the junk just keeps getting more murky, and then you flush it and you get all of that ick out. And in the flow, it's like the water. I mean, people, Paige is like, turn down the faucet. The flow is like, it's like too many things, too many ideas. I'm just exploding with flow. So,
oh my gosh, that's so cute that you would even think of that with a clogged pipe. That's like, for sure, the thing is, the cup is half full. What's the good? And the fact that you could have a clogged pipe and turn it around like that is exactly what Eva's point is. This is just amazing.
Oh, well, you guys are amazing. I love you so much.
Love you
Happy Set
too.
to Love. Happy 50th. I can't wait to be here for the 100th.
Well, it's
And
only like 2 months away. You don't have too far to wait.
all right. Well, I'll be tuning in with my cup of joe and a smile. So
Bliss, thank you. Thank you, best friend. I want to thank our audience. You guys, thanks for the amazing support and comments today. We love you. If you want to go back, every single episode of Set to Love is up on YouTube. Just go on YouTube. YouTube is a search engine. So if you just put in Set to Love, you will find episode after episode after episode that can help you create a life in flow. And if you want to reach out, if you want to be more intimately connected in our community, send us an email. Shelly and I would love to get on a call with you and help you find your flow. You can email us at settolovepodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on the web at settolove.com. We love you all so, so much. We appreciate you. We are grateful for you. And please stay set to love, even when it's hard, so that you can start to flow for your life.
And I'd like to say, please subscribe, hit the bell. Happy 50th.